The focus tonight is on this. You might see in the background here. It's ASL in the classroom, top elementary signs. And we're going to be able to give you a freebie at the end tonight to make sure you can take advantage of the PDF that we have, and then some other things here. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm just curious, I don't know about you, but on Facebook and like Instagram, I'm seeing teachers like post the pictures of their classroom. How about you? Is that true? And it's like they're really proud of the room and how much time, because it's a lot of work to get it set up, right? And get everything just right for the kiddos. So I'm curious, what are things that you think is a must-have for a classroom to set up? Just curious, you can type that in the chat. What are things that you think are a must-have to set up in a classroom that you are in right now? Must-haves. So I have a few while you are typing. I'm seeing, rules for the classroom. Okay, we have rules. And I'm seeing here also an area for like games and toys. So you're not having sound still. Kay, why don't you maybe hop off and join back on to see if the sound works. Okay, that's my suggestion. So just kind of log off and log back on. There we go. Okay, so we also see, we had the classroom rules. You might see math around. You might see things like, of course, the ABCs and the wall things right here. And we might see like routines and schedules. Do you have that in your classroom? Do you have like routines on the boards? Yes, I'm seeing numbers. Okay. And I'm looking right here. I'm looking at both phones to see which one is best. So again, this is focusing on classroom support for the kiddos. So here we're going to talk about right now and just focus on the setting up your classroom for success. So a first thing here is do you have a deaf student in the class? I'm just curious. Yes. Okay. So we know when you have a deaf child in your classroom that we're looking at a visual accessibility. So what does that mean? Well, many times like a hearing teacher might not think about how just having maybe a fan running could cause a paper to be wiggling, on the board, which for a deaf kid, they're going to be distracted by that. Or suppose they are sitting in the third row and they have kids around them, getting up, moving, or someone walking in front of them while they're trying to watch the teacher or the interpreter. So having that visual clarity is kind of important to set up at the first go. Now, the other one, number 2, is clear signage. So in your room, what we are encouraging you to do is make sure everything is labeled as much as possible. And most people say, I don't know where to find that. I don't know how to label things because it's hard to, when I search the internet, there's nothing there. Okay, so we are suggesting any boxes that you have like on the shelves, how we have them in little categories, that you go ahead and get the labels. And we have some that's both English and signed and an icon. Okay, and that is how we set it up. I want to show you, I'm looking here to see if I have one around. I don't see it right now, but if you go to the website, ASL Teaching Resources, just type in the search bar, labels, and they will pop right up. And you'll be able to label everything. Here's an example I have right here. This is a back to school water bottle, just welcoming the kids. And then it has signed, it says school. And it says, and these are editable, so you can type something in there yourself, has them all the grade levels like this. So you just type on ASL Teaching Resources, back to school, and it has several options to choose from. So that's one way of labeling and welcoming the kiddos. Okay, another one was mentioned, and that was classroom routines. This is a sign for doing the same thing, same. So I'm sure there's other signs as well. And I'm going to show you one example here. So everyone has like posters about some of the rules, which is important. So we were able to make these for your classroom with sign as well. Oh, Kay's working hard for this. So these are ours. I'll give you an example. 1 second, let me undo this. Okay, classroom rules. So I can say, excuse me, when it's appropriate. And then you have the sign right here in the corner. Another one might be, I can listen carefully. And so again, you have the sign. And then these also, when you're setting these up, you can get the short version to where it's just 2 papers and has a sign in the picture as well. That way you're setting up your classroom with signs from ASL Teaching Resources. Okay, so signage, all the boxes, label everything that you can, even the clock. Yes, you can download like the number counting and transform your school clock and just add the numbers all around them. So that's an added support as well. Okay, the third one is a schedule. And we find, let me show you one that is quite helpful for our, not only deaf, but those who are nonverbal students, as well as just the young ones who need to be able to see what's happening. And we encourage you to use this. I see this often in the SPED room, as well as like pre-K and K. There is a schedule to follow. Here's one example here. So on your board right here, you can, at the day, you can just list them, list them out. And when it's finished, they pick them up and move them. And this one right over here is a shorter version. So it is first, I'm going to do this, and then I do that. And again, they have the signs. I don't know if you can see them. So they have the signs and English, and the words. So not all kids can read. It depends on their grade level. And so it's set up for success, whichever way they do it. Okay, another tip is this right here. A back scratcher? No, but a pointer. We find that pointers are especially helpful for deaf kids and really all kids when you're using this in the classroom. And I just want to let you know, I know and understand that it is challenging. I do not sign ASL if I'm talking. It's impossible. So I am signing and trying to talk at the same time for those who might be here who depend on sign language. So just putting that out there, signing and talking at the same time is called SimCom. And there we are. So here's our pointers. So when you are using your pointers, it kind of introduces and reinforces word in print. So like if you're doing your jobs that are set up, you could point to the job on the wall and you would say, okay, or the schedule, and then you read as well. So you're reading and pointing, and most of the kids will be watching where you're pointing to do this. So watch this right here. So now it's time. We're going to learn the letter C, okay? And here we go. Right here. So you probably noticed yourself, let's see right here, that you are looking automatically to where I'm pointing, right? Right there. Okay, so that's the same concept with the kids. They're going to look right here, and then we say, okay, now practice with me through the letter C. And we have C is for what? And then we have cat, cat, C-A-T, cat. And I'm still pointing and they're watching still. You're still watching, right? Okay, so these pointers are kind of helpful. I like this one because I can change out the tip if I want to add something or tape it on just to have fun, and it goes in and out. And if my back itches, I can do that too. Okay, let's move on. We are now at number 5. And number 5 is a classroom puppet. Most kindergarten, pre-K classrooms have some kind of puppet or a stuffed animal. I'm curious, do you have one? You have one? No. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we have, oh, okay, good. So if you don't have like an animal or any kind of a puppet for the classroom, they're good ideas. And the reason why is because you end up giving life to that animal. You probably want to create a home for it. So if you have like a dog, maybe you have the kids help you make a house for the dog. And so he goes in there and he sleeps at night while they go home to sleep. And then that dog then can be used to introduce new signs or new concepts or help like lead the children. It's like the dog. Here's an example. You ready? Here's my little doggy. Okay. This is Odie. So Odie, I might have him talk to me, say like, really? The kids aren't listening? Oh my goodness. Did you know he just told me that he doesn't think you're listening? How can you put on your listening ears? And so he's able to help encourage the children in a different way. It's like your co-teacher. Now, for using him to sign with the kids and teach them concepts, here's what I do. You can get a bigger animal and cut the bottoms off and take the stuffing out and end up putting your hand through one of them. Okay, that's a fun one. And for this one, I'm just going to have him hold on to me. Okay, so I'm going, hi everybody. Now we're going to learn the letter C. C. He's helping me. Can you help me too? C. And there we go. So now the kids are watching him and liking my little doggy. So these are just another kind of little tip to give life to your classroom and the kids to help focus. Okay. All right. It's time to say good night. Kids, can you tell him good night? All right. He's going to bed now. Okay. Another concept here is we have the calendar. That is a normal for the classroom. And what we're going to do for the classroom, the calendar you have, let me show you this one here. We have the normal calendar for you in your classroom. And again, for those of you who are listening now, I am signing and talking at the same time, which is SimCom, not ASL, okay? So we are looking at setting up your room like this. So you have your words that go into the pocket chart. And again, there's the word. And then you have these two that are finger spelled. And at ASL Teaching Resources, they are there. Now, it's understood that young children, especially pre-K, don't understand concepts of the calendar. So we suggest that you set them up linear, like this, kind of like the ABCs where they run all the way across. Because the young children, don't understand the concept of coming here and then going to the next row and starting over at the beginning again. So having them for the younger ones line up all the way across is a better option, so they don't have to struggle in learning that concept. So now back to the calendar. When you're setting this up for the younger ones, it's probably best just to focus on numbers. So just setting up these like on the wall where you have 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can have them turn over where they can't see them. And then every day you flip one over and then they see the number 1. So it is September the 1st. And then the next day you can flip the next one over. So they're seeing a progression. Again, that's in a linear form, which is better for the younger kids. Okay, let's go over here. I have some pro tips here to add as we're getting close to the end. And then as I promised, we do have something to be able to give you that you might find helpful. Okay, so there's 3 right here. The first one is, actually there is 2. I already said 1, and that's linear. First is less is more. So for especially having a deaf kid in the classroom, you want to reduce the visual stimuli going around in the classroom. I also want you to notice here, if I have these things on the wall right here, we are noticing for younger ones, if they're up high, it's really just decorations. The things in the concept you want to make sure is down at their eye level if you are teaching that concept. And then that way they can be involved in it. And it helps the kids focus a lot better. Okay, the second pro tip is use the verbal along with your signs when teaching. So I would say here, I'm looking right here. Let's bring the dog again. So here's my doggy. If I am teaching, again, let's do the letter C, okay? My dog's fallen off. I usually rubber band them to me, okay? I'm teaching C, okay? And so I'm going to show you the C. He's going to go over there and walk over there, okay? And he's going to do the letter C. Now, the other things when you're talking about this, I'm actually maybe say whose name. He said whose name starts with the letter C. And so you might have Chelsea raise her hand, and then the other class then say, what's her ask them, say, what's her name start with? A C. And so they're all learning the letter C concept. Now let's go ahead. Oh, he wants you to draw it in the air. Okay, let's draw in the air, everyone together. C. So it's visually, and you're saying it at the same time to support the children. Then I might even have fun and add more by taking the letter for the day, and I'm going to set up like a wall just for the word we are learning that day or that week. So they see it and they know it's the focus, again, on their eye level. And I will probably have letter C's around the room for them to go hunt and find and bring back to the dog. Okay. Now, here are 2 more things I want to add. And that is, when you are setting up their desk with their name or their little locker or their locker, use the ABCs and cut them out, okay? And we do have 2 skin tones that you can use and pick which matches the kid, and then use the letters. So you're going to cut these out, and we have these like this, and they can cut them out or have them already, and they count how many letters in their name, and they can put them in here. Then you cut it out, and it's ready for a label. Here's a picture of one in the classroom. This one was on their desk. I don't know if you can see this here. You see the names written right here on there? And so they have help knowing and recognizing their name, learning how to spell it, and finger spelling. That's a real benefit. Okay, I'm going to add one more pro tip. And that is, what if your room is already set up, or if the teacher doesn't want to take time to change everything? So what do? Well, we are suggesting, I'm going to give you one example in this picture here. So we were able to go in the class, and I don't know if you can see it right here. There we go. See that? We added it to the already posters on the wall. So at ASL Teaching Resources, you can just print them, and then whatever size that you need, you can make them smaller or bigger, and then you can just attach them to what's already on your wall. Okay, I'm just curious, is there any questions right now that I could answer? And I wanted to let you know, again, this is ASL in the classroom getting set up for success. Right here, you go to the website, and you're going to type in this name. And when you see this picture here, and I'm going to show you her on Zoom, I'm going to actually open it up and show you where to go. But right here, this is a free PDF that has all the vocabulary that you'll learn in the full course, as well as other links that might be helpful to you. Now, with this PDF, if you're interested in the full class, where I walk around the classroom and show you the signs for everything. It's good for like assistants, or a teacher that has a deaf kid and doesn't know sign, or even a parent teaching them. This is your coupon code, and I think I rubbed it off some. Let me write it again. It's back to school. One second. Okay, here it is. That's the coupon code. It's back to school, 30% off. Okay, the first thing is free. And the second thing, it is a full training, and you get a certificate for professional development. And one second. And I can show you that on Zoom here just a second. But before I finish, I did want to let you know, because Halloween is coming soon. Next on the agenda next week, actually it's the 1st in September, we are going to be talking about job charts. Okay, so the job charts, getting those set up, and some tips with this. And then we are coming up close to Halloween, so I do want to let you know we have on Amazon, you type like ASL Teaching Resources, that's us. But we have these books. You can go, it's all sign. So you see the sign language here, and in the back, and there are games. Oh, let me turn my page again. So this is on Amazon, as well as this book right here. You can take a picture so you can find it later. If you're having trouble, you can contact us. These are full of games. Kids love coloring some of the pictures, but this is what it's like inside. So let me turn it this way. My fingers can move better. So we have some coloring. We have regular coloring with the signs in the corner. And let me keep going. We have finger spelling and English, both. And more games right here. And bingo. And there's, let me see what else in here. And the alphabet in the back. There's more inside the book. Again, that's at Amazon. We have other books as well there. So those of you who are here live on Zoom, yes, we do have other books. So if you go to Amazon, like we have this right here, a teacher planner book there on Amazon. We actually have ASL course book there. We have emotions book, and we will be adding shapes, hopefully in a month. And yes, there's more. Okay, so there's a coupon code for the course, and I'm going to show you where that's at. So let me do this. And for you on TikTok, I'm going to kind of hold my camera up so you can see. I'm going to show you where to go. All right, you're going, hopefully you can see this on TikTok. You're going to go to ASL Teaching Resources. Okay, and when you're there, hopefully TikTok can see this here. I don't know what they can see. You're going to go in this drop down and go into online courses. Okay. Now, before I leave there, this is not working, is it for you? 1 second. Let me pull this out. Okay. This is better for them, so they can actually see what I'm doing. All right, before you go there, you're going to type right here. We're going to type in ASL in the, there it is right there. So you see where it says PDF? That's the freebie right there. And then we're looking at getting the course at a discount. That's 30% off, and you get professional development. And you just use that coupon code, which is back to school. And I'll show it to you one more time. Back to school. Okay. And let me see here. I'm going to give you a sneak peek of it. You ready? So in here, these are the courses, and let's open one up. I'm just going to do, let's do the schedule. So you'll have a handout, which is what you're actually getting for free. And then I'm going to zoom past this to show you. This one, I'm just going to explain the signs for what is here in our classroom. You have morning, so this is the horizon, morning work. Then we have language arts, just abbreviation, LA. Okay, so that is what the course looks like. All right, so do you have any questions? I'm going to wait just a minute to see if you type it in the chat before we close. And let me know if this was helpful to you. I'm hoping to keep doing these. There we go. So you can, for those, I'm going to wait just a minute, see if you have anything to type in the chat. So these will be uploaded to our YouTube, which is ASL Teaching Resources. If you need to see it again to review, it takes us about a week, but you can see other trainings as well. And then you will have closed caption, okay? Okay, so if I'm looking right here in the chat. Okay, so the online course is there for you whenever you want to take it. Okay, and let me take this off. I will say that soon we are going to be doing the full online course as a group. So I'm going to be presenting basic sign language. That will be a free course. That's at the end of September. And then in October, we're going to be having a full out online course. It's a 5-week course, and we will show up live to Zoom for support. But you do the work on your own. When you finish, you will actually have a base knowledge and be able to communicate in sign language. I've taught that for quite a few years, and it's been very successful. So if you want to let your district know, we do have discounts for that. We're actually going to lower that considerably, just for, we do that one time every year. And districts that sign up, we even lower it even more. But we are going to do a freebie first, and then we're going to go into the real roll up your sleeve, let's learn. And you'll get a 15-hour certificate for your professional development for that online course. Yes. Okay. If no other questions, then we can say goodbye. Okay, and I hope to see you again next week. For those of you on TikTok, you can join by going to ASLTeachingResources.com. In the drop down, click on webinars or lives. Okay, so thank you. Bye-bye.